What is going on? I'm Zedmot. We are in the final week of Warships. We've got code Zedmot in our creator boost to help us get as high as we possibly can in Warships. But there's more stuff. I'm going to try to cover as much as I can in this video, so do stick around. We're going to use that remote hack. The best temporary gunboat ability, maybe second best. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Now, we're in the last week of Warships. Don't do what I did. I picked up all my buildings, I parked in Diamond, and then I clicked attack on the wrong account and knocked myself out of Diamond like a complete and utter idiot. Yes, that is the first and hopefully the last saddest possible trombone. We are going to do an operation attack on this account though, because we're here. Do check the timestamps down below. I'm going to have some chapters in here that allows you to jump through some hoops to avoid all of the things. Torrent. Not gonna do Torrent. Let's find something a little bit more fun. Complex is always a good one. People tend to struggle with Complex, especially with that rocket launcher covering shore. You can do a 2 smoke drop on this right-hand side using those lines on shore. I have got a video on that. These lines right here. This line right here is the key. That's where your first set of troops goes. This line right here is where your first smoke goes. I have a video on that as well. Do check the comments and the cards. We are going to use a 1 smoke drop. And I know you're thinking, but there are rocket launchers at the shore. Doesn't matter. That's what these wonderful heavies are for. Brick is going to be a bit of a problem though. I don't do well with walking Brick and Zookas at the same time. Those critter launchers, it's actually better when there are buildings back here because you have a general idea of where to put your flare. We don't have those buildings, so we're just going to have to make it up as we go along. There is no shock launcher over here, so we should be able to get away with 1 simple shock. Those rocket launchers won't range. These ones will, but we're just going to give it the old college try. Now, we can throw this artillery. You can clear 9 mines, touch the bottom of the middle mine. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. I managed to get 8, which means I was slightly off center. Now here's where the magic comes in. These heavies over here, they're doing nothing useful. All they're doing is standing there and getting shot in the face as the rest of our troops sneak underneath that smoke. And now we can just get the rest of our Zookas walking. I know you're thinking that's not saving a whole lot of gunboat energy, but it does save a boatload. That 1 smoke at shore plus that flare at shore saves us and gets us the ability to walk back here unboosted and hopefully take this puppy down. Now, my flare is going to be slightly left of where I normally would be, and that is for good reason. I am going to try my darndest to free snipe all of this stuff. We are getting touched up a little bit. And now I'm going to throw 1 more flare right about into there, trying to get the heck away from all of those critter launchers. And now we should, in theory, be able to throw 1 shock about here and clear all of this stuff. I'm going to throw a shock over here as well, just in case, because those critter launchers do make me very nervous. Brick with her battle orders should be able to get rid of that rocket launcher, and then we're going to get the heck away from those darn critter launchers because they would ruin our attack as well, and then just settle in back behind this core. Always looking to do a free snipe on Complex. Otherwise, you're going to have all sorts of speedy shocks coming out. And free snipes, like back in like 2015 or whatever, when Zookas started to be first used in operations, it was all about free snipes. And that kind of went away. But anytime I have the opportunity to do a free snipe, always looking to do that. Unboosted, dead end, complex hit. Anytime you can do Complex unboosted, it's a big deal in my mind because it's a lot of smokes. Most operation attacks take 10 smokes. Complex tends to take a bit more than that. Let's have a quick look. And by the way, if you're using more than 10 smokes, you might be using too many for most operation hits. Let's see how many I used as quick as we possibly can. 1, 2, I'm going to count 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, see, we're going to be more. 8, 9, 10, 11 smokes. And so with that 12th smoke, we wouldn't have had enough GBE for those shocks. So coming in is super, super handy. Basically, every operation attack ever is 10 smokes. The Waterloo Fancy Walk. So as soon as you're using more, things get very expensive very, very quickly. We are going to jump into Warships now. I have just unlocked the Doom Cannon. Getting most of the things, like we don't have a couple choice nodes, don't care about those, don't have the SEMO or the Flotsam or the Boom Surprise obviously, but have basically everything else on the defensive side. I'm missing like all of the GBE nodes. I think we have one of the possible 4 GBE nodes, which is really restricting my offense, but honestly, because we're not using rocket choppas, which are over in about wherever the heck they are, right about there, really doesn't matter that we're missing the GBE. Not lacking that all that much, but would definitely like a little tiny bit more GBE. Now, my other account actually made it to Diamond using maxed Cryoneers with Bombardiers on the 6 engine room level. I don't know if I can get back to Diamond. I might as well try a little bit. Now, before we go any further, want to show you this. This is very, very, very important. Where can I find that screen? Right here. This is the important detail. So me being in Diamond was great because it gives you all the rewards, but for next season, it means nothing. Being at 21.00 means nothing. It means you're going to start at rank 11. So on that other account, I can afford to lose 2 battles. As long as I finish 19.6 or higher, I'm going to start in rank 11. If you have any questions about how to read this, please do let me know. Bottom line, I need to be either in Diamond for the rewards or above 19.6 to start in 11 on that other account. On this one, I'm sitting at 22.22, which means that as long as I finish above 21.5, really doesn't matter. I need to get to 23. There's no reason why I should not be in 23 right now, except for the fact that I took a couple days off and have not been pushing all that much. My standard troop loadout is this one. I hate using Bombardiers. It is not sexy, but it works, and it works fairly darn well. I've been mixing Bullet in. I have both Bullet and Kavan maxed, which is less than ideal. But as you probably saw in the top right-hand corner of my screen there, we got lots and lots of tokens. Matchmaking starting to take longer and longer as more and more people park. I don't know how Supercell can manage that. We are going to send we're going to send one boat up this left-hand side and the rest up the right-hand side. And how everyone should do that is by flaring onto that right there. And now here's the trick. Make sure you drop your right-hand side boats before that left-hand side mortar goes down. But you need to be very, very, very careful about when you do it. That way you have the active flare. Now your troops are going to stay out of the range of those mortars. Anytime you drop your troops and you can't figure out why the heck your troops are going into the range of the mortars, that is probably why that has happened. Your troops were dropped too darn late. So be very, very, very cautious about when you drop your boats. Anytime you drop them too late, you're going to have a very, very, very bad time. That Doom Cannon, speaking of bad times, that Doom Cannon is chucking away at our troops. Not great things happening. Now we just need to make darn sure that that laser does not wreck all the rest of our troops. Trying to get that left-hand side engine room down is so important to this attack, as that Doom Cannon crushes our hopes and dreams. So much going on here, losing troops left, right, and center, but thanks to Kavan, should be able to get all of the things down that we need. That Doom Cannon is persistently being a pain in our rear end, but we've got a decent enough split. Just need to get this darn boom cannon down on this right-hand side so that our troops can go off to that left-hand side. We have enough troops that we should be able to still get a decent time. Just need to stop that Simo from killing the last of our bombardiers. Kavan pumping out troops for us, being the real MVP of this hit. And now it all comes down to that Sky Shield. I gotta say, Supercell did a fantastic job when they added that Sky Shield. It has changed the mechanics of the game. The fact that you can't flare, and I don't have enough GBE because I don't have those GBE nodes to go Bard it out, which just means I am at the mercy of Boom Beach at this opponent's base. Like it or hate it, it is a great ability, great defense, and it drives me absolutely insane at times, but that's okay too. So we're gonna get those critters underneath, popping up that hot pot, shocking it, mostly just to keep as many of our heavies alive as we possibly can. Now, a good time, a general time that you want to aim for to win at the 22-23 level is about a minute 35. I am not going to be at that, as you can clearly see. We're going to be at a minute 3, which is gosh darn slow, but thankfully our opponent retreated by the looks of things. Let's just confirm that they actually have retreated, and that is where that Doom Cannon and Critter Launcher underneath that final Sky Shield doing great dividends for us. So we're going to get the heck out of here. I am going to switch accounts. And by the way, I preach this every video, but if you don't have multiple accounts, do consider starting a second account. It's free. It gives you all sorts of different ways to play Boom Beach, and you will be absolutely amazed at how much better you are for those first, 10 headquarters levels, something along those lines. It also gives you something to do with Warships especially. Having a second account is huge, unless you do stupid things like I did and screw up completely. We need to figure out what the heck we can do. So this op, we can definitely finish that off. That's a little bit too easy, but I have the wrong troops loaded, so we'll have to see what the heck we can do here. Minotaur, also very interesting. What can we do here? I kind of want to just clear all of those rockets. Do we have enough GBE to launch all of our troops? Quick, simple, dumb, Boom Beach life hack. Just attack, drop all of your stuff, and that gives you an idea of where you're at for GBE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 smokes can get us there. We're probably going to need like 2 flares, something like that. That still leaves us 2 more of the wonderful smoke, so that should be enough for this operation attack. We're going to find out here momentarily though. Just a note, this does have 11 attacks left. Rogue is 1, Minotaur is 1, maybe 2, and then Dioxin, that leaves 8 attacks, so I don't need to worry about this too much. We're just going to jump in, see if we can't get all the way back in amongst this stuff. We're going to drop Bullet first, right dead center, then our Zookas, and you might be wondering why Zookas first. I don't want those boom cannons doing anything to our troops as we gain free gunboat energy. So now we're just going to hang out here, wait a little while, and then once we get a reasonable amount of gunboat energy, we'll drop these Scorchers right about here, and then we're going to flare right to about there, getting everything into one beautiful smoke, and then slowly but surely walking our troops up here. And you don't have to be perfect with your smokes, especially with mortars and boom cannons. With rocket launchers, you definitely have to be perfect though. So we're going to hang out here for a second or two. Then we're going to walk across some of these mines with our Zookas, which is not going to go super duper well. And now it's just one shock there, one shock there. And then finally this last shock on those rocket launchers, getting our Zookas to spread out, getting Bullet to taunt things, and then hopefully having enough Zookas left over to finish off all of these rocket launchers. Even if we completely and utterly screw up this attack, as long as we can get in behind that core, we should be able to finish. So I really, really don't care if my Zookas live or die. As long as we get rid of this last couple rocket launchers, we should be in business. So, and even without those rocket launchers gone, even if we just parked our Scorchers in behind the core, we should still be A-okay. But just trying our darndest. Need a taunt right about now, which is going to stop that rocket launcher from firing. And then once this rocket launcher's gone, we're just going to head back in here. We've got a couple Zookas left over. We've got 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Should be adequate time to finish this base off. I generally make dumb mistakes when I'm recording videos. If I can pull off 2 operation attacks and not screw up either of them, I'm going to be super stoked though. I am decently good at attacking and talking. I know that's not something that everyone can pull off, but so far, so good. Even if we don't finish this off, all the rockets are gone. Easy finish for whoever the heck sends their troops. Now, 99.9% of the time, I never suggest throwing critters to help you farm gunboat energy. You are not going to get that gunboat energy back if you're playing dead end or higher. But in this instance, there's nothing else we can throw our GBE towards. Just need our Zookas to pound away at that core. Yes, our Scorchers are burning it too, but our Zookas likely doing more damage. Quick note as well, every single cell, I'm assuming you guys all know this, but every single cell does damage. If you take the health of the core, times it by 0.7, and then times it by 279, or divide it by 279, I should say, that'll give you how much damage each cell is doing. I know that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but I have the math in another video. All of the details available in all of the technical details. And even if you don't give a darn about operations, all of these details will help your warships be better. Warships helps operations, operations helps warships. Just understanding all of the troop mechanics is so vital in being a good, strong Boom Beach Warships player. Let's throw all of our GBE towards that core. I don't think we're going to get it down. Definitely some drama here, though. I said I only wanted to have one of these, but it looks like... Now, that's not even a full sad trombone. We definitely helped our task force out. And being in a task force that's doing deep cut unboosted just means that this person can walk in and take that puppy down. Dioxin is likely going to be, that's a fairly easy Dioxin. That is only going to be 1, 2, 3 shocks. So easy operation. Speaking of Dioxin, let's jump in. Massive attack Dioxin this time. Someone has already touched this up a little bit. We're going to drop 1 boat of bombardiers because I'm doing this unboosted on massive attack as well. Someone has cleared, I'm guessing, a couple beach rocket launchers, and now we're just going to walk our troops back there. 1, 2, 3, probably 4 shocks. You might be able to get away from those shock launchers by hiding in the back corner next to that mortar. We could even potentially wrap the mortar, but I'm just going to aim to have 4 shocks. That is a lot safer. The only issue here is that someone has cleared this building right in there, which is going to make funneling our troops a little bit awkward. So we'll just have to wait and see how this goes. Typically I would leave this until like the minute 45 just to get as much GBE as we can, but because you guys are along for the ride, I'm not gonna farm GBE, or maybe I could just, you know what, let's just do this. Through the magic of video editing, we have managed to get all sorts of gunboat energy. I am gonna barrage my bombardiers because I don't want them screwing up my walk. Typically, they would just die, but those guys were just the best bombardiers that ever lived, so they stuck around forever and ever. We are going to flare into about there, which is definitely not where I typically flare, but need to get all of our Zookas to squish between those machine guns. If you're not using buildings to squish your troops, do consider doing so. It just makes for better walks. That one set of Zukas went on the left-hand side, which is less than ideal. Some went on the right as well, and that is where not having the buildings there just makes everything a little bit uncomfortable and weird. Typically, all of those Zukas would have squished between buildings, but because buildings were gone, not ideal. I'm going to throw this here. I'm going to throw you there and you there and you about there. Uh-oh, all of the things were late. All of the things were late. All of the things were late. And this is where I'm going to just try to salvage this attack a little bit by getting rid of that shock launcher. And next up, where are we going to throw our gunboat energy? Nowhere, really. Not a great attack at all. Many mistakes were made. And that is where keeping the delay would have been so much better. But my Zuka's spreading because of mixed buildings, just less than ideal and not awesome at all. Now, I hadn't intended to throw any more operation attacks in, but that is not how we're going to end things. So we will carry on using our troopy troops. Gonna do another operation attack, maybe even, no, this is the last one. Just getting these bombardiers to clear those mortars. Then we're gonna bring in a couple more troops. I'm gonna get rid of this shock launcher right here, which of course is gonna bring out the critter launchers, which is going to be a bit of a problem. So now that the critter launchers have been triggered, we're gonna get this Everspark out here right now. She's gonna give us some critters to combat their critters, critter on critter hate crime. I don't know what the heck you want to call that, but we've got some critters that should be able to protect us, keep the rest of our troops alive. And now as that mortar goes down, we can drop the rest of our troops. That was what I was waiting for. Don't want any, I can't believe I just said hate crime. Anyways, we're going to carry on getting the heck over here. Don't want those critters to get any more critters out. That critter launcher was seriously considering dropping some more troops though. And now we should be all good to walk all the way around behind. I'm just going to keep getting rid of things using remote hack. If you are a low level, figure out how you can help your task force by simply using the remote hack. Remote hack the heck out of things. Get rid of as many buildings as you possibly can that are in critical spots. We've gotten rid of those 2 shock launchers and those 2 rocket launchers. So basically any set of troops should be able to just walk in here and crush this base. Going around the outside, which I've already used my M&M reference of the week, so we will not say round the outside, or maybe we will. Next up, I'm going to get rid of anything and everything that can kill more than one Zuka at a time. That's simple. Just getting rid of mortars, getting rid of rocket launchers, and then we're just going to wait. And our Zukas are going to fan out, which is going to be fantastic because they're going to be able to get rid of these flamethrowers out here, assuming they fan out in the right sort of directions. Did not fan out as I would have liked, so we're going to have to get back in here. We're going to use a smoke to get past it, then we're just going to head into this general area. Couple smokes to get past things. Don't need a ton of smokes, just probably 3 just to be super safe. And then we should be home free to just walk through all of this stuff. Trying to get those critters to land before our bombardiers were visible, but of course they weren't. And now just walking through all of this stuff should be a very easy finish. Nothing can squish our Zukas. One by one, our Zukas are going to walk through this base, and then we're going to lose 1 troop at a time. Anytime that you can walk through mortars and, through boom cannons and sniper towers using Zukas, you're going to have a great time because nothing is going to do all that much damage to our troops. So just shocking the things that are going to kill more than 1 troop at a time, and definitely keeping that gosh darn critter launcher shocked, because not only do critter launchers do all sorts of damage with their critters, but do keep in mind that they do chuck a mortar. Every single shot they take is a mortar shot, and now we need to get out of this core ASAP. Forgot about getting rid of the core. Let's get rid of this puppy right here, right now. It's going to be super, super close, but unlike Minotaur, managed to time it fairly well using all but 9 seconds of that hit. Slow and methodical with the Zukas. Doesn't have to be this ridiculously difficult full boost Zuka smoky hit. I think we used, what, 4 smokes there? Pretty happy with that. Okay, let's finish this puppy off by doing Imitation Game. I boycotted Imitation Game for so long. As a max level player, it's a pain. It also does not have HQ 25 bases. It does not have critter launchers. It is stuck in the past. It desperately needs an update, but we are just going to walk through all of this on our low level account, trying our darndest to just take down all 7 stages unboosted. And because there's no critter launchers here, don't need to worry too much about where our critters are going, where our remote hacks are going. We are going to throw a couple shocks out on this ridiculously low level base, trying to keep all of our Zukas alive because all Zuka lives matter. Don't do this with your statues. Specialize, don't generalize. We will, now just to show you what kind of base we're working with here, I know we're jumping between a lot. This is an HQ 16 base, and it does somewhere have Power Stone Chance statue. Don't use Power Stone Chance statue. I've got a video on that in the cards as well. Power Stone Chance statue is no longer relevant. If you disagree, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, but just know that the Brain Trust has put their heads together and realized that Power Stone Chance statue is no longer a thing, not something you should have. And if you're asking yourself, why then, Zed, do you have it? The answer is that I'm trying to make my HQ 16 more like other HQ 16 bases. This base has been HQ 16 probably for 5 years. And so resource reward does not make sense because I'm not upgrading this account. I keep it low level so I can be useful to help you guys. And Power Stone Chance is slightly useful for me, like 1% useful. I could obviously put another offensive statue down there, but that would not make this account as helpful for me to help you guys, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. Just know that I'm artificially keeping this account at HQ 16 simply so that I can show you guys HQ 16 hits. Hopefully that makes all the sense. We are going to walk through this base. Zukas don't have to be smoked all the time. They are very strong. You just need to be very careful about which buildings you clear with your gunboat energy. It's very different than what you would clear for other troops. But that only makes sense. Clearing the troops, clearing the defenses that make the most sense for your attacking troops is just logical. I mean, with tanks, you clear cannons and boom cannons. With Zukas, you clear machine guns and flamethrowers and mortars. Getting all of our troops onto that headquarters, using Zukas differently, as almost like we're HQ 10 again or something like that. So we've lost 3 Zukas, not that bad. For this point though, we are probably going to switch to brick here pretty darn soon. Yep, right about now we're going to switch to brick. And why we're switching to brick is because battle orders is so useful with Zukas. Let's just double check there's no mines over here. 1 mine there, so we are going to walk right back to where that back flamethrower is. So we're going to clear a nice little hidey hole there. Go away. This account does not have a lot of gunboat energy, so I need to be very careful of what the heck I'm doing on this account. Would love to add another GBE statue, but like I said, it just would not be a fair representation of an HQ 16 account. So we are going to walk right to about there. We're going to get brick out front because those mines are making me a little bit nervous. And now, had I have scouted properly, I would know where that rocket launcher's edge of its range is. Just need to guess at this point. Oh, that mine is going to just crush my troops, isn't it? We're going to lose Oh, so low on health. It is ridiculous. Should be able to get most of our troops back there. We have lost the delay, though. Of course, we've lost the delay. If you don't know what the delay is, please, please, please ask. It is so, so important. And now here's what we're going to do. We are going to flare onto there, and then we are going to get this out. This is going to hopefully save our troops from dying. Notice that that laser did not wreck our troops. Ugh, just bad. We lost on stage 4. That is not a good start. That is not a good start at all. 125 diamonds into stage 4. Should have been able to take this down without any difficulty. And that is where switching between accounts becomes a problem. If you take my advice and start a second account, do keep in mind that in the back of your head, you're thinking, I've got tons of gunboat energy. And then you get to the core and you have like 19 GBE with a flare to come and a shock and not off to a flying start. Let's see if we can take down these stages regardless. Now we just need to figure out where we're going to put our troops. So we're going to put one shock about there, one shock about there, and then a third shock there. So if we put it where this building is right here, that's stone storage, we should be in good shape. It should also get us... Oh, this is going to be so touch and go. 82 gunboat energy for Smoky Zukas is less than ideal. Less than ideal indeed, especially when it's actually 77 gunboat energy. But we should be able to get all of our troops right about there. Brick's going to get underneath. All of our Zukas are going to get underneath. Now, the delay has already been lost. As you saw there, we are well past the point of having the delay. And now we just need to go 1-2 into there. We are barely gonna have 3 shocks. 45 minus 10. We don't have enough gunboat energy to do all the things I wanted to do. We are gonna be in a world of pain. Wanted to get Brick's battle orders out, but would have been 1 GBE short, as you can see by the fact that we have 6 instead of 5. So that's where knowing that 3 shocks is 36 GBE was vitally important. We got there with, what was that? Probably had 20, 30, 45 GBE and needed to throw a battle orders and a flare. So not awesome. Lost some more diamonds, but we cleared stage 5. This person's mind, and this is where your mines are so important. Put your mines in good spots and it will make your attacks so much better. If we park over on that laser is going to be a problem. So if we park back in here, that mortar is going to eat us up. We're going to have to ignore that. We're going to use 1 shock here, 1 shock here, and then get the heck out of range of that laser. Hopefully, this is going to be precarious at best. Let me know in the comments what you think about these low level attacks. If you don't care, if you find them to be interesting, we are going to drop all of our troops in this perfectly almost straight line. That is going to get our troops walking exactly where we want them to go before they even know they're walking where we want them to go, and then save us a flare at the same time. So this is going fairly darn well, except as soon as I said that, things started to go poorly. Zukas will fill that space between buildings, and now we're going to get rid of you. We're going to click that battle orders button, and then we are going to flare right about there and shock there. Definitely drawing the ire of that laser, but the laser never managed to fire, even though I think we were in range because that sniper tower kept killing its target. Stage 6 down. Pretty happy with that, especially with our low gunboat energy. Let's see if we can't take down stage 7. Let's have a look before we diamond those troops. And this is where having all of your attacks would have been so useful. We could have gotten rid of that shield, then come in and hit the core. We don't have that luxury at the moment, though. Thankfully, this person only has 1 machine gun at the back, so if we can get to the back, we should be able to possibly take this down with remote hack being our savior. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, this is going to be bad. We're going to switch to Everspark. Let me know in the comments right now if you think there's any chance we take this down. Should I boost? I'm going to boost. Let's just check what our powder numbers are at. Hate that button. 58 powder. Not bad, not great. We're going to boost our gunboat energy. We're going to boost all of our gunboat energy. Don't care about anything else. And just know that, generally speaking, boosting for imitation game as a low level does not make sense. You do want to boost for Dr. T because stage 6 and stage 7 both give you free powder, but in this instance, not so much. We're going to get rid of you. No critter launchers being super, super clutch here. And then we're going to get rid of you, and then we're going to drop all of our troops right into here. The reason why we do that, oh no, come on, get underneath there. Was really, really hoping that shock launcher was going to be distracted for longer by that rocket launcher, and it did not go according to plan. Now we can gap our smokes a little bit, but you need to be careful because what happens is Everspark drops a critter and then a mortar shoots at that critter and then all of your troops are dead. So we just need to keep on walking back here. And now we're going to get rid of that rocket launcher. And now our only real next concern is that machine gun at the back. It's going to be touch and go. We still have a shot though, and that's where boosting is possibly going to save us. Everspark's critters are also going to be super, super important. A, they're going to clear mines as you just saw. But B, they're also going to tell us where all of these buildings' ranges are at. Couple passive critters trying to get us some free GBE back there. And now, as soon as that cannon's gone, we are going to use Everspark's remote, or universal remote. That is going to be utterly important if we want to have any chance of finishing this off. There we go. Getting that machine gun damaged actually might turn out to be worse than if we didn't damage it, but you'll notice that as soon as that hack finishes, there is a tiny gap in time when our troops will turn and hopefully get rid of that machine gun. Ugh, this is just gross. We are so darn tight for all of the things. Need that machine gun to be gone ASAP. Yes, there's an F involved there. And now our Zookas and Brick slowly but surely coming in on the core. Come on. And now we're just going to get one more hack over here. HQ16 failing on stage 4, and we've got a decent chance of finishing off all 7 stages, 6 of them unboosted, and this 7th stage with that huge group of Zookas dying at the shore, just showing that Zookas aren't all about smoke, but getting in behind a base, making all the difference in the world. I'm pretty happy with ending the video right here, right now. We had some decent warship attacks, a couple good operation attacks, but that stage 7 right there is exactly why doing the daily events is still fun at a low level. There's a lot of skill involved, a lot of challenging details involved. Max level players, though, definitely need a little bit more. Just know that by you throwing code ZMOT in this shop, I am constantly reading every single one of your comments. I am taking your ideas, I am refining them where required, and pushing them down Supercell's throat. I am your advocate. Please know that. I will fight for all of your ideas. Now, those ideas where people say, like, I want the statue storage to be able to, I want to be able to hide 7 ice in there and then bring them back out. Things like that, not so much, but if you give a better twist on that, like people have said, hey, I want a 7-day timer. That way I can bring out extra troop health for the Mega Crab. Sure, I can work with that. Otherwise, that is going to be it for me. I am ZMOT. Thank you for coming in. Let me know where you finish up in Warships. Probably my last video of the season. I shall talk to you soon. Same Z time, same Z channel. Thank you for coming in. See you soon. Like, share, subscribe, all those YouTubey things. I'll talk to you soon. I'm ZMOT. Peace.